Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Update. I am joined by Dubi today from Jerusalem, which as always is a great joy and delight for me. So Dubs, welcome. Thank you for being with me.
Shalom, shalom, welcome.
Now Dubs, I know there's a lot for us to cover. You know, because of scheduling, we're recording this now on a Wednesday, so it's Wednesday night for you, it's Wednesday morning for me. And there's a lot to talk about. But Dubs, let's talk about Egypt. What is happening regarding the situation in Egypt right now? Because I know there's rumors now going about, we're hearing rumors of wars, we're hearing all these different things. What is actually happening?
So, you know, when Donald Trump was thinking outside of the box and giving a great idea that, you know, for a season, the people of Gaza, the Palestinians so-called, should be evacuated from Gaza and maybe absorbed by Egypt, by Jordan, until there'll be a chance to take the rebels and the broken homes and all the ruins there and rebuild Gaza so it would be appropriate to people to live in. Egyptian president said it's a red line and we're not going to do that. Jordanian king who was visiting in the U.S. was trying to avoid making a decision, and he said to Donald Trump, yeah, we'll absorb about 2,000 children that are sick or injured, and we'll take care of them. None of the 22 Muslim nations that so-called supportive of the Palestinians are willing to even take them for a season until Gaza would be restored, rebuilt, and it will be appropriate for people to go and live back there. And then the Egyptians are starting now to intimidate and to threaten Israel. I mean, even some formal Egyptian people, from officers from the military and members of parliament and reporters, you know, that these reporters of the Egyptian television, they're literally the messengers of the regime. They are starting to say, if Israel will dare to evacuate any people from Gaza or anything like this, we're going to start a war against Israel. Don't think that Egypt is weak. They've even brought more and more troops closer to the borders. It's becoming a situation. It's becoming a story there. And one even of the members of parliament was threatening Israel and saying, should Israel try to hit the Aswan Dam in Cairo, in Egypt, they're going to destroy Israel. Don't think that Egypt is weak. And I'm seeing that as a continuation of a process that is going upon Egypt for the last 2 to 3 years. It's under the radar. People are not watching so much, but not too long ago, the Egyptians already were bringing back the Iranian embassy into Cairo, sending an ambassador to Tehran. The Egyptians became part of an amnesty, a treaty that includes Russia, China, Iran, Turkey. It's crazy. While billions of dollars from the American taxpayers are going to support the Egyptian military. Half of the Egyptian military is literally financed by the Americans. I'm hearing now that recently the Egyptians decided to put down to sleep their entire F-16 planes, jet fighters, and replace them with Russian fighters. Something is happening over there, and the world should not be asleep, because I can tell you that it's part of what's happening around Israel from the north all the way down south. People are kind of overlooking or looking aside when Erdogan in Turkey is threatening Israel, supporting the jihadist new regime in Syria, threatening Israel that they're going to come and fight against Israel. Yeah. And he's a member of NATO. Turkey is a member of NATO. Egypt is a member of the American alliance here. They have a peace treaty with Israel. Something is going on surrounding Israel, and it corresponds very well with the prophecies of end times. We are seeing now literally that all the sheeps and all the wolves are getting to are starting to get closer and closer to a war. The wolves, or so-called the non-believers, are these Chinese who are pagans, the Russians that are agnostics and atheists, the Muslim world, which doesn't believe in the same God that we do. And then America, Christians and Jews are standing together and trying to see what would become of all this situation. We are literally running closer and faster into these Armageddon stories.
Yeah. And like you're saying, Dubes, I think so much focus has been on what Hamas did on October 7th, as it should be, as the focus should be. And we spoke about this last week, just the horrors of watching what happened there. But the reality is the rest of the enemies of Israel have not gone anywhere. They are still there. They're plotting, they're planning. Thank God we've got a strong president right now who's in alliance with Israel's interests and an alliance with making sure Israel's able to defend itself. But this is by no means over. It's not that there's suddenly peace on the borders of Israel. This is something that we have to be watching and praying for constantly, because we do have a responsibility as the Christian community to stand up and to do more than just, speak. We have to pray, we have to speak, we have to give, we have to sow. There's a lot that we need to be doing to make sure that when history looks at us, we find ourselves on the right side of it. Now, Dubes, obviously, we're recording this on a Wednesday. Tomorrow is going to be a dark day in the nation of Israel. A dark and difficult day because of what is taking place. And if you could just tell us about that and the feeling of what's going on in the nation with this.
Yeah. So in the beginning, they were saying that they're going to release hostages and everybody was so happy about it. But it happens to be that tomorrow they're going to release 4 dead bodies of hostages that were killed in Gaza. Now, they are, of course, the Hamas is saying that Israel killed them. And unfortunately, we're hearing that they're going to release the Bibas family, which is the mother and the 2 young children that were kidnapped, very much alive, from Israel and taken into the darkness, into the tunnels of Hamas. And now they're saying that with another body of a dead hostage, they're going to send them back to Israel. The father was just released. Yarden was just released a few days ago, 2 weeks ago. And then he was waiting to see his family getting reunited. And most likely it's not going to happen. It's going to be a very dark day when the enemies of Israel is going to blame that Israeli attacks were responsible for killing these hostages. But we know, for example, for another situation, when Israel got closer with the ground operation to one of the tunnels, they executed cold-blooded 6 hostages and ran away from that tunnel and left us to find the dead bodies inside. These are, as you said, they don't even deserve to be called animals. No. These demonic people, they need to be dealt with. But we're also hearing on the other side that on Saturday, they're about to release 6 live hostages to go back to their families. Of course, Israel is paying a huge toll by releasing thousands and hundreds of terrorists with blood on their hands. Some of them are members of the same organization that raided, invaded, raped, killed, massacred, beheaded Israelis on October 7th. And these people are going to be returning back to freedom because we want our hostages back home. So we are really between a rock and a hard place. And there's a lot of darkness and evil spirits surrounding us.
Yes, and this really is, it's an insane situation. There's no other nation in the world that would be expected to deal with something like this, and it really does fill me with a very intense rage. But the thing that I want to say, it is a dark time. Israel has been through many dark times in its history, but the God of Israel lives, and the people of Israel live. And that is what we stand, and that is what we say, amidst, the people of Israel live. Think about where all the other enemies of Israel have been over the years when it seemed like they'd won. Where are the Edomites? Where are the Moabites? Where are the Girgashites? Where are the Hivites? Where are the Philistines? And the list could go on and on. Where are the Moabites? I could keep going. They aren't here anymore. But Israel is, because they are God's people. And that is what we're about, and that is what we stand on. And we will never stop saying that Israel is forever. So this week, as you go, pray. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the families of those who have lost people. Pray that God exposes the darkness and the plans of the enemy, and pray for wisdom for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Pray for wisdom for President Trump, and pray for the safety and security of Jewish people all over the world. We thank you for joining us. We say Shabbat Shalom to you. And as you go, let us not stop praying. God bless you.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Christy.
Hello, friends. I'm Donna Clement Petrushka, and I am honored to invite you to something truly extraordinary, the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Now you can gain unprecedented access to my father's entire digitized video archive. Every prophetic moment, every powerful teaching, every anointed worship session is now available to you in the Prophecy Vault. Plus, I'm excited to share that my dad's special School of the Prophets teachings are included, offering you deep, transformative lessons on hearing God's voice and understanding his revelations. Your partnership is crucial. Not only will you gain access to these incredible resources, but you'll also help us continue the vital work of preserving, digitizing, and adding new Kim Clement material to the archives. I'm inviting you to step into the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Let's embark on this journey of revelation together, and I can't wait to see you inside.
Prayer is something that takes you out of your lethargy. It takes you out of that place of circumstantial occupation or circumstantial vision.
Is what leads us to a whole nother dimension in God, but prayer leads us to a whole nother dimension from aggravation and fear and the anxiety of dealing with these constants in the world, in the natural man, and then being able to take it up to another level.
I think it's also just as simple as talking. Mm-hmm. You know, and I've heard people say, well, why do I need to tell God about my day because he sees it all? It's like, well, you're not telling him for him, you're telling him for you. Watch now at real-faith.tv.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 6-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.